That heifer right there just don't even care. Action.
Hey, y'all.
What do you say, folks? Hope everybody having a fine Sunday evening.
It was my fault this time. I'll take it. I ran out of coffee. I do apologize, Mr. Mike.
I told her. I said, you got the people waiting. That thing's supposed to run in, what, 45 seconds?
That's like a minute and a half.
A minute. Correct.
Well, but still, though, whatever. I thought I had enough. Okay, I made a cup at 6:30. And I was like, oh, this will get me through at least the first half. Yeah, I'll go easy on it. Yeah. We come sat down and I went to take another sip. I was like, wait a minute. Something's not right. I was out of coffee.
Yeah, she says, I ain't going to be able to make it. I'm going to have to fix a cup this week. Make that machine run. But you got it.
I was working overdrive today.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mike. Blame old Sissy there.
It was my fault.
She's to blame. I was out of hair and makeup, ready to go.
Yeah.
Sitting in my chair.
Hold on, Jasper.
Come on.
He's going to spill my snowman coffee already. Good grief.
You ready for the show?
I
think he's ready, y'all. But
yeah.
Hope everybody having a fine evening, like I say. It's just been, as Mr. Donnie says, mully grub weather around here. The rain decided to come on in. We're supposed to get much more in the next couple of days. But we're not cold by any means, thank goodness. I'll take that. I think we're supposed to be on up in the 70s a little bit. Low, mid-60s, low 60s, something like that for a couple of nights.
After all these nights in the 20s and 30s, I ain't gonna cry about that.
Yeah.
That's tall.
No, so.
Ooh, I'm on the death wish, James. But I was drinking Folgers earlier.
Yeah, Lisa at that Death Wish coffee, and buddy, she spends all her lunch money on that stuff.
Yeah, he'll make me some once in a while, Joey. But he was still touching up his makeup, so.
Coffee?
Yeah, Joey said you hadn't taught Tim how to make coffee yet.
Well,
I think he became an expert at packing up my coffee pot and toting it down the road.
That just made things easier. I'll put it in a Walmart bag. Since I love going there so much, I kind of sound like Dale on that one.
Yeah.
Y'all just have to understand Dale and Walmart. That's another story for another day. You gotta love you. But
well, don't be typing, Mr. Martin. Be safe on the road. Sorry, he said he's rolling. He's just listening.
Got them 18 wheels rolling. That's what I'm talking about. Keeping America going right there. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Todd, do you mean cowboy coffee like in a percolator coffee?
Oh, we got.
Because, yes. I own like 3 percolators.
Plus, we got one in the camping box. We got a tote that we keep our stuff in for camping. It's got all the spoons, forks, plates, whatever, that kind of stuff. And oh yeah, there's a percolator in there.
Because we do primitive camping.
Yeah, we don't glamp at all. No, we go to camp. Rough it.
I know, it's pathetic how many different ways I have to make coffee in this house. I've got at least 2 or 3 percolators, 2 French presses, the 1 cup, and the coffee pot.
And the fancy thing.
And the espresso machine.
Yeah. How many we got in here?
A
they moseying on
bunch.
in.
I know, I'm trying to keep up. PJ's in here, though. Hadn't seen him in a minute.
No, it's good to see you, Captain. Hope you're doing well, bro.
No, I hadn't made it like that. So when you make it a special, is that what I've heard? Like you got to drop some cold water in to settle the ground?
At least they didn't.
That's what's only. Yep, I agree. That's what I'm on now. Okay. I've heard about it, but no, I've never made it that way. I've always had a percolator. That's about as primitive as I've gotten on making coffee.
Well, it's kind of close because that baby gets to, y'all know if it, ones of you's ever used the old percolator, you put on a flame.
Totally agree, PJ.
That joker will go.
You don't want to see me try to make it through a day without coffee.
No, y'all think she's all nice and sweet and all this, buddy. It's downhill for whoever's around. You got the coffee.
It's like a dinosaur comes out. It's bad.
Me and Jasper don't even say nothing in the mornings until she gets a good cup or two.
Oh, yeah. Seriously, I don't want to talk to myself before I've had coffee in the morning. It's bad. Carl said just start dipping it like tobacco. Keep the cup clean and a direct deposit of caffeine. I don't think I'm that bad off. I hope I'm not that bad off.
You drink a lot of coffee. A lot.
Yeah, that's what I've always heard. You put the cold water in at the end, but I've never heard the part about pour it through the spout.
Over the percolator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah and DC are here.
Good to see you, Miss Sarah.
It's good to see both of y'all.
Yep. Well, everybody piling on in. Y'all get on in here. We're going to open the chat up in a minute. Boy, because have I got an interest. Well, let me put it like this. I had some homework I was going to look into, try to educate.
And when did you start looking into it?
Well, hold on, let me finish. To, like I say, either educate or confused, either or. Hopefully one or the other will lead you into doing some kind of research and learning a little bit here and there on your bees kind of thing. But we had plans today. They fell through like
the balloon.
Yes, completely fell through.
It was nothing nobody could control.
No, it wasn't. So we got through that today, and I had plans to dig around a little bit more and go, okay, let's find a topic, something other. But as I was trying to find something where she was going, me getting into it at the last minute, literally the last few minutes.
Yeah.
To get something going. There was a couple little small details in the old American Bee Journal that hit me, and I was like, well, this could either turn into a very interesting conversation or it could just die from the get-go. One or two. There's no in between with this one. So maybe we'll get in that shortly. We don't get a conversation going. But you want to do your prayer list?
Just saying.
Okay. While you're doing that, we're going to get through our prayer list. Y'all, if there's anybody we need to add to, take away from, let us know. Be happy to do so. While you're doing that, Mr. Mike Tangway, I want to thank folks for prayers.
Yeah.
Thinking about their family.
Say that first. Y'all can see that, but y'all definitely be praying for them. It's hard to lose anybody this time of year.
Yes, absolutely.
DC, what are we going? do with no more videos coming down the line.
I don't feel that. We grasping at straws, trying to dig around and just take little pieces of stuff that we hadn't really even put out to have something. Your turn.
Since we didn't make videos. All right, Mr. Mark and his wife, who I guess she's still doing good on her recovery. Let's see, Ed and his family, the Dirt Rooster's dad, Mr. Pat, Miss Deb, Grammy Lisa's son and 2 granddaughters, Bob and his family, Tom's wife and his mother-in-law, Mr. Donnie, Mike Tangway and their family, DC's parents, David Hoskins' granddaughter Emma, baby Luca, and the family that lost their little one, Deanna Wheeler and her son Reed, Rachel Wilson, her sister Amanda, and her niece Riley, Phillip's mama, his friend BJ and his wife, the Jennifer Brown family, Bobby's Bees and his family, Minnesota Mike and his brother Dave, Aaron Frederick, Mr. Larry and Miss Sherry Gandy, and Mr. Larry's mama, Keith Larimore, Hillbilly Earl, the Paris family, Bruce with his Bees granddaughter Unsong, Steve Amos's brother and mother-in-law, Spanky, all the war and storm victims, Jeg's Farm's wife, Sean Balterse's wife, Mr. Ron, PJ Hanley, Stafford Mike, Shaboo, Ricky Rourke, 29 Homestead, Grammy Lisa's friend Lime, Catherine's son and his family, all of our government officials, the Tar Heel beekeeper, Mr. Randy, his mother-in-law, Cece's Texas Garden, Hillbilly Earl's mama, Miss Vivian, Miss Janae Wood, Miss Leona, Terry Chapman, Chris Wilkinson, Vincent Kalunga's son Ephraim, Terry Berland, DC's friend Garrison, the Williams family, Miss Janet, Redfish's wife, Kimberly Schmidt's daughter-in-law Amanda and her family. That's it. That was just an update note.
Well, y'all continue praying for folks. So, in need. A lot of folks on there. But at the same time, we're hearing the Lord answering prayers too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know everybody gratefully appreciates everybody out there taking the time to do that for your brother and sister.
Absolutely.
Where was I going to go first? Tell you what, let me open this because, like I said, this is either going to unalive the conversation or we're liable to get into there ain't no telling what as far as
you never know.
the possibilities.
Never ever know.
Bingo. In there. And doggone it, I seen Mr. Russell Koopman. Yes. I seen his name in there asking Phillip about the markets. Seen several of you putting pictures up at your market. Brian did his first 3-minute short, I guess, testing the waters on that, their market. Phillip had a picture of their market up. Mr. Russell Koopman sent a picture in an email, and I got confused, and I thought we were running off my phone. And I don't have it downloaded on Hannah's, which we're running off of right now. So I was going to show Mr. Russell Koopman's because the way his picture looks, it's pretty awesome. you could just say, you just wanted to aggravate folks, if you will, the bats that are in the background. These are like huge bats. I'm not sure. Mr. Russell, where's y'all's market at? Maybe while he's getting that in there, kind of describe it a little bit, but there's some big stainless steel bats in the background. Clean looking business of some sorts, I'm gonna say. I'm not sure what that is back there. But just say if you showed that picture, you could say, these are my honey bats. Or your cream honey bat over here. And these things probably got 1,000 gallons or 500 gallons at the least of what you can store into those raffles. But either way, everybody had a good fine setup at the markets.
He said that was at a brewery called Bob and Bobber Brewery. We'll say that 3 times real fast.
There we go. Okay.
Bob and Bobber?
Yeah. So yeah, you could totally use those bats. Just to aggravate somebody in the beekeeper world. So no, hold on, let me show you what I got here. This is just my little table setup.
This is what I got.
This is what gets into the bottle here. But yes, everybody got some good looking pictures from what I've seen.
He said, okay, no, Hannah. I know, I'm not a tongue twister personally. I can't do them. Oh, mail. We sent mail this week.
Yeah, that was like I didn't even write it down, but we kept telling each other, do not forget this.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mr. Russell Koopman spoke to you. His stuff's on the way. Phillip Morse, RTX. His stuff is on the way from Gunline Bees. And
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Everybody's supposed to get their package tomorrow.
All 3 of you. I ain't said third one yet.
He was in here earlier.
Was he?
But I hadn't seen him in a minute. He may have looked.
Mr. JW. That
he
man
gets a package too.
All we're going to say about it right now is the man desperately tried to get his entry in through the email, but unfortunately, technical difficulties, something happened, and it didn't make it. But for your hard-earned work of trying to get that stuff here via the email, we got you.
You got something too.
Yep, headed up there. So, Russell, Phillip, JW, according to the people, it should be there tomorrow. So, Lord willing. If any of that stuff is messed up, holler at us, let us know. We'll get things right.
Carl, I think that's what he said.
Where are we going?
He sent the bourbon barrel honey, right?
Oh, Sean, is that Sean Baptist?
Yeah, he came in.
Good to see you, brother. Hope y'all are doing well too, man.
You and Miss Angela.
Yes.
He doesn't always include everybody, but that's what we mean.
Oh.
Dude.
And a grand total has been sent. Okay, I guess this is attention to everybody, but attention to especially ones of you. Got to thank old Jason Bohemian Bees, because he's the one that kind of kicked this off that night.
That little drive for Ricky and them, for all the beekeepers up there. Mm-hmm. That's what he's talking about.
Jason threw a little bit of cash in the pot, and all of a sudden, y'all, if the ones of you that was there, yes, y'all know what happened. It went from there.
But the grand total, after YouTube took what they were going to take, and then with the donations that were mailed to us, we finally got everything together. But y'all, we sent Ricky a check from everybody for $935 was the grand total on everything we sent.
Yes. Awesome job, everybody.
Everybody.
And that's not included. That's just what was raised that night here on Gunline.
Yeah, that's
So-
not like everything else other people have sent him.
So Ricky's got a portion that's going to be added to that as well. And Lord willing, maybe if we can,
That's right, Sarah.
maybe we can jump on Ricky's live or vice versa here before too long and kind of work out some little more
He was gonna make
details.
some videos and stuff, kind of showing where everything was gonna go.
Okay, because he's got an idea on where things are where it should go up there for folks in need. So we'll work out the finer details on that, but just wanted to tell y'all, give y'all a final dollar amount on what come from y'all on the chat that night.
Yeah, like Phillip said, the no lifers.
That's
But
it. Awesome job.
good
folks.
job to everybody.
Uh,
So while we're on fundraisers, Phillip, what's up with the Hives For Heroes one? We're in December and we have no details.
no,
No.
some of y'all got bees flying in the North Country, huh? See, you keep this chat from me where I can't see what nobody's saying.
The
Okay.
one that's laying right here
Mhm.
on the arm of the chair you're sitting in.
All right, get a little discussion going of some sorts.
You got notes.
It ain't many. Look, there's a couple wrote down here. Rummaging through the old American Bee Journal, trying to find a subject to get into, but whenever I try to do something with the Bee Journal, I like to stay. What some people say, well, you're in 2024, but I enjoy hearing the history of them old late 1800s and very early 1900s beekeeping details, how they done things back in the day. And oftentimes you'll see stuff in there from the Canadian Beekeepers Association whenever they have their meetings. Then you'll have almost every single state in the union at some point their yearly convention and how things went. And oftentimes you'll have you'll have Daydant that goes and speaks, kind of like a Bob Benny nowadays, or what's the other cat, Doolittle. Yeah, somebody Doolittle. Apparently he was a big time bee guy back in the day. And who's that other guy? Blaine done some of his configurations. Man, what's the dude's name? Everybody knows him. Anyway, the other guy back in the old timey days, you had Daydant Doolittle. Then I can't think of dude's name. If Blaine was in here, he could tell the problem because he done the configurations on how he set up some of his hives. Or for brood chambers.
Larimore said Miller.
Miller.
Larimore's got it.
Yes. C.C. Miller. That's the man's name. But
DC's going out tongue twister too.
Where's he going?
Truth is truth. That's the thing about truth. It is always the truth, no matter the time period.
That's true.
I said that one.
I mean, there's truth in what he just said.
A lot.
A lot. Yes.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
this is just kind of stuff to kick around, ideas. If you want to, okay. If you don't, you don't have to. But this is how the old timers done it, and it worked for them undoubtedly. But we was trying to figure out how in the world can we deal. We're going to speak of one pest tonight, just one. And that's
breaking the rules.
I am. But the blasted wax moth. Okay. Folks have their own ways or have their own tricks of doing things. Here, we like to use eucalyptus oil. Works great for us. We learned that from an old timer. And you got your stuff you can buy over the counter. Some people use the mothball without the, I can't remember what the word is, but it's about a foot long in the mothball mix. But this one I ain't never heard of. What do you think about using salt to keep moths out of stored comb?
How do you apply the salt?
I'm glad you asked that question.
You so funny.
Yeah. That's what I thought too. But what they were doing, according to the article, and this was 1893 whenever this article was written, but your frames, lay them down on the table, or if you, like these cats, they had like 50-pound sacks of salt for curing and things like that, undoubtedly the way they was talking. But lay your frames down on the table and take and fill those cells up with salt. All right, just sprinkle it over that, fill them up, do the other one, or do the other side, bam, stick it in a box, store it, boop, 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 so on and so forth down the line. And they said,
no, Lee, wrong one. He put the other M's in all capital letters.
oh.
Sarah said just one.
Just
Mr.
one.
Roy said Lee needs to be fined for the M word use.
Somebody put him in timeout.
Sean said wet or dry salt.
Dry salt. All right, but here's the kicker. It said you have got to make sure wherever you store your boxes are in a dry area. Somewhere down here, I thought, man, that's a great idea. But
you so funny, Lee. He said I was trying to get Hannah to see.
Oh my.
Yeah. Okay, Larimore said, wouldn't it absorb moisture and stick inside?
Well, that's where the big push in the article was to make sure you can store your boxes in a dry area. So if you was in a halfway decent barn, maybe a shed, your garage, somewhere where moisture couldn't get real heavy to it, then you're good. Down here, there's no way we could really do it, especially just like storing them under a lean-to, because between the rain and like tonight, yes, it's going to be real foggy. So that will put us in a bind. But set a storm in a dry area, cover the tops and bottoms, bam, you're golden until next season. Then whenever they got time to put them on your colonies during the winter season, you just simply shake out the salt. Boop, 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 boop. They said, yes, you're going to have a little residue of salt in some of the cells. But now we've done this research, and it's a benefit for the bees, them eating that salt, getting that micronutrient from the salt, from what's left down in them cells.
Oh. DC said you would want to store them in a dry place, but the salt that you use for ice would work. So is that like rock salt?
I guess so. But it had to be a good, fine, granulated salt. That way it gets down in your cells real good. You could cover everything nice and pretty. Put them up in the store.
I would think it would dry out any eggs laid in them, and then the bees would clean out the residue. Larimore said, I like that idea.
Well, I mean, okay. Interesting. It could keep down I guess potential of any kind of. Now, it's just me trying to think simple and off the top of my head. But having that salt in there, yes, drying, keeping all that stuff dry. If you got old brew of some sort, it'll keep that stuff from creating any kind of foul brew, maybe.
He said it's a small rock salt, and you could even run it through a blender.
Okay, there you
go.
That's something if we had no idea there was ice salt. But no, the only thing. No, I can't think of anything around here as far as ice salt. I don't know if we'd have something like that. You might have to go to like what do you call it, Costco or Sam's Club or whatever you want to call them. Maybe find something like that. But I thought that was pretty interesting. But they said the only thing that it will not do is if you already have an infestation of them in the comb. It won't run them. It ain't gonna run them out. So you got to do it ahead of time.
You said Amazon.
There you go. Yes.
I'm mad at Amazon.
She they ain't delivered coffee. Ain't delivered the coffee.
Yeah. I'm scraping the bottom of my canister on my Death Wish coffee, and they still hadn't delivered it.
Oh, somebody knocking on the door here.
Phillip said he had the basket ready for Hives for Heroes. Oh, that's mine.
Minnesota Mike, what you say now?
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hang on. Turn the volume off. There again. Okay, now try.
Yeah, I always forget to do that.
I'm sorry. My camera here lost its gain. Hey, Ed. Yeah. So, and I have overhead lights on, including the Christmas lights, and it's not coming through. Or you guys, what were we trying to keep out with salt? I missed that.
Reading in one of the old American Bee Journal, is from the 1893 year mark. I forget what edition, but it said how they would keep wax moths out of stored comb is fill it up with salt, granulated salt. It's kind of like you would pour sugar in there or something along those lines.
Yes. So they might have been using the salt they used for making corned beef. I would imagine just because it would be the most common salt. And the only reason it's called corning is because of the size of the salt crystals. They're about the size of a kernel of corn. It's just a guess on my part. But come to find out something, though, I'm going to ask everybody, and you guys too, have you guys ever seen wax moths and a swarm trap that you have lure in?
Wax moths and a swarm trap I have lure in. No.
Okay, so what's the most common ingredient in swarm lure?
Lemongrass.
Bingo. So, hey, Wildwoods. I was corresponding with a guy in Britain, and I mentioned his name to Russell. I can't remember who it was now. But they were just putting bare frames in their swarm traps, and you were trading comments back and forth in the YouTube channel. And I said, well, why in the world don't you use drawn comb in there? He says, because the wax moths get it. And that got me thinking. And I said, you know something? I wonder if that's got something to do with the lemongrass. So we both ended up doing a deep dive into it. It turns out, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, but some of the reactants in cedar oil, and lemongrass oil are basically the same. So you make your cedar closet to put your wool clothes in. And in theory, you should be able to just put lemongrass, like a drop of it on top of the center frame. I'm just guessing here, in every single super. And that should keep the wax moths out. So just, and nobody's talking about this because it's something that's brand new.
Yeah.
We're just
that's
looking.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I have a video coming up. It's a 4-part video that we're trying to edit together. It's how I store the my honey supers. And I bring it up in there. But I also have the honey supers stacked up on 4x4s in a tight column with a quinine screw at the bottom and then a metal bug screen in there to keep anything out. And I got to thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, you could put some lemongrass oil in there. And the only thing I could think of was a drawback is that come springtime, doggone well that the bees are going to be checking that out and checking it out hard. So, just
Grandma said Joey was talking about that a couple months ago. I guess I missed that one.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we were trading that information back and forth. I think it was in, I don't know, late August or the beginning of September.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like, okay, it just kind of makes sense. So, and then there's some other fun stuff too. Like Rodney Middleton, he stores all his supers in a shed, but he's got a bug zapper light in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he turned me on to that. And I just have a tall light in my shop. It's not a zapper. But I'm just kind of playing around with it. So I wanted to get in there and just mention those things. But I also wanted to apologize because I understand like last weekend I really missed kind of a wonderful talk by Phillip in his display boxes.
Yeah.
And I heard you, Tim, talking about the morphology of the summer bees compared to the winter bees. And I can't remember what you're reading from. I was only able to get on for about 5 minutes. I had to catch that. I'm like, oh, crap. So Russell reminded me I got to go back and rewatch that to catch those two things. What were you reading from then?
I can't remember the
Science.
something.
What in the world was that? Mike, give me just a sec. I'll look on my phone and I can tell you the direct.
Well, you always have such great tidbits on there, Tim. So really appreciate that. Oh, crap.
Yes, sir, he's here. Hey,
Phillip.
I'm repping Hives For Heroes right now.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah. Got this at Nobby last year at the expo.
Oh, yeah, there you are.
Oh,
wonderful.
So Mike, I missed it. I missed what you said about the lemongrass oil and the swarm. I missed what you said how it's applied. The lemongrass oil and the swarm trap. Because I've tried before, and that's interesting. But you're right. I haven't never had wax moth damage, except in some that I didn't get back to and put any the bait worn out in.
Yeah, and that's probably the time constraint too. But if you want to treat them with in the boxes before you seal the boxes up, I was just there's something, and it's like a terrifican. It's an oil similarity between cedar and lemongrass. They both contain it, and it's an insect irritant.
Your terpene, is that where you?
No, it had like a CTEC in it. I apologize. I don't remember, Tim. I really don't. I apologize. But in theory, if you were to take every super that you have, with the full frames and whatnot, put I would think, I don't know, 2-3 drops in the center frame or what have you, as you're stacking them up, it should, in theory, drive the wax moths out and keep them out until you can seal them up.
That's very interesting.
Now, mind you, of course, if you have some supers that aren't fitting flush, the moths can crawl in there, obviously. But how long would it last?
Are you spraying it in there or spraying it on the comb? How are you doing that?
Put it on just like you would in a swarm trap. A couple drops on the top of the frame.
Okay.
You got to remember you're stacking the supers on top of one another.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so it wouldn't take that much. Because I bought a big bottle of lemongrass oil. I got tired of buying the little tiny bottles. I've got like a 16-ounce bottle of it.
Wow, where'd you get that?
I just got off of Amazon.
Yeah. Okay.
I knew you were going to say that.
Okay. Yeah. Oddly enough, our Walmart in the town out here in the country, Forest Lake, they've got the little bottles, and I've never looked for a big bottle because I don't use it that much. But
right.
So in theory, in fact, you could probably even put it in your the linen closets or whatever to try and keep the moths out. Put something on a little piece of foam or whatever and put in there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when I saw that, you guys are talking about the salt and keeping the moths out. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting because, as you're saying, Phillip, nobody I know of has ever found wax moths moving into a drawn comb swarm trap unless it's been sitting there for a long time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I can say of all the, I've put out a ton of swarm traps, and I think one time I went over to my buddy's house to get it ready for the spring, and I hadn't been in. He didn't catch any swarms that year, so it basically got put over there and didn't get touched until the next spring. And the bait frame in that one was destroyed by wax moth. But that's the only. That's the only.
I do believe you're right. Sorry, Phillip.
Brian.
Yeah.
So I just like the word flavonoid. I don't know.
Flavonoid. It's not flavonoid, it's flavoroid, I think. Is there an N in there, Brian? I can't remember now. Flavoroid.
Flavonoid. Right? I don't know.
Hey, the man is participating.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I love it.
You guys have got the best
Right.
audience.
Y'all want to know what I've been up to today? Most people know that watch Joey's show.
Oh, I missed that last night.
I don't know if you can see that. See
What
the
did
man.
you do?
Well, actually, it was Joey's Tuesday night show was when I got wrangled into doing this.
Oh.
But, I don't know if you can see it on the arm there. That's that man glitter.
Man glitter.
Also
What were you
known as sawdust.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I don't know. Phillip done fell clean off his rock.
Oh my gosh. Mr. Vince literally has a baseball cap that says sawdust is man glitter.
Yeah, okay, I can handle that.
What were you doing?
Hold on, I'm going to take you guys on a little tour and give you a sneak peek on something here. If I can figure out how to turn my camera around.
I wasn't trying to pick on you, Brian. We love your contribution.
Yes, we do, brother.
Let's go for a walk.
Yeah. Don't trip over the dog.
Yep, there's Mo. You want to go outside, Mo? Yeah, I was on Joey's program on Tuesday night, and I was building some risers for my market table. And Cayman came on to talk about something, and he saw me, and so he wanted me to build something for the honey show for him. So, I don't know if you noticed when they do the honey show.
Wow!
So this is what I've been doing all day today.
Well, he done went and made him one. Look at that guy.
Well,
very nice.
Bleachers.
Yeah.
There it is.
Them puppies look good there, Phillip.
Yeah.
I still got to sand down some of the saw marks, but yeah. And now you see who that? You see that? See who's honey that is, don't you?
Them Baptiste bunch up there.
Oh, that's good.
It is really good. I think it might be my favorite. The rest of you guys can just be jealous. But yeah, they require these Queen Anne jars. So I happen to have, this is some guy from Washington State.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows him or not, but I can't remember the guy's name. He saw me at the market and we just traded honey.
Oh yeah.
Brian said
that's it.
So
now
Phillip,
there's yep.
Can you break those
Go ahead,
down?
Mike. Yes, there's not a single screw or nail or anything. It's all interlocking.
No kidding.
And it's pretty darn, I can shake it, but it's not coming apart.
No, you got dado grooves holding, right?
Yep. I got, here, let me show you. See, I got a little notch right there.
Very, very nice.
So
Cool.
This is locking, and these are locking together.
Very nice.
You better be careful, Phillip. You're gonna be getting hit up from every direction. People find out you built that today.
Will you build me one?
That's it. You're gonna be like Ricky with the horizontal hives.
Yeah, just what I need, another job.
Yeah.
All right. I do enjoy messing with wood, but I'm just I don't do it fast enough. I take my time and enjoy the process.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. Well, y'all want to talk? Y'all want to talk about the Hives for Heroes?
Go for it.
All right. Let's see.
Make
Oh,
it
and
He's gonna make you big again.
okay. My wife's been cleaning house, trying to get ready to put the Christmas tree up, so everything looks good until you get into here where I've been getting ready for markets, and it's a disaster area. It looks like
Controlled chaos.
She didn't move anything in here either. It's been like this.
Yeah.
It's like all our product there. Brian, I think Brian at Flower Street can he probably has a room like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the risers. Can you even see them there? Yeah, those are the risers that got me in trouble and got me into the project with Cayman. But so anyway, but let's talk about the Hives for Heroes. So everybody in the chat needs to probably open their wallet and send me $5 to enter the drawing. That's what we're doing this year. We're going to do $5 a ticket. But this is the first prize. This is it's got 3 things of honey. It's got the well, wait a minute. I got to go get a fall one. It's supposed to have a fall and a spring, but it's got the Richland honey, a bigger jar of that. And it's going to have a fall, a capel, and then this won a contest. I can't remember which one, but it won like the most prestigious contest in the United States.
Yes.
We got lip balm. We got the natural.
Ooh, that's
and
good stuff, yo.
And the peppermint. It's got honey sticks for each jar of honey, the honey dippers, and the 6-inch dipper. It's got 3 candles.
Oh, wow.
It's over $100 worth of stuff in here. So 3 candles. And it's got 3 of Miss Sophie's earrings. And this is a newer one she just made now. Let's see. It's got that one. It's got
an extra ticket.
Got the double honeycombs.
Very nice.
It's got this is my favorite. You probably have these, don't you? Hannah.
Is that like 1 honeybee and 1 comb?
Yeah, that's 1 honeybee and 1 comb.
I saved those for my dress-up earrings.
So that's the first. This is the first prize. We're going to do the drawing on Joey's show on the 21st. That's a Saturday night. So.
Oh, cool.
And it's $5 a ticket donation to Hives for Heroes. Just send it. We'll put my phone number out there. Just Zelle it to that.
That's what I was going to ask, if we could just do that again.
Yeah, you can Zelle it, or you can. Some people mailed me checks last year. Okay, this is the second prize. It's one of the nice larger gift baskets.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the big jar of Richland. It's got the lip balm and a candle and a honey dipper.
Nice.
Third place is just a jar of honey. So we're going to do 3 of those.
You
might have
with the first ones.
Yeah. So it's all cool. Every bit, and I'm covering shipping anywhere in the United States. So, and there's not many. I haven't sold many tickets because I keep forgetting to tell people about it at the markets. So, but we'll sell tickets right up until the final day.
Okay.
Awesome. You said the 21st, right?
The 21st on Joey's show. On Joey's live. And we're gonna try to line out somebody from Hives for Heroes to come in and talk to us for a little while before we do the drawing.
Cool.
Phillip, when you can, if you'll jot your an email address in there, folks maybe can get contact with you. Cause,
Yeah, in
like,
the chat, a lot of people are asking how to get in touch with you.
All right, let me. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll open up my laptop and put it in the YouTube chat.
Okay.
and
Brian put in the chat too. Flower Street Brian said take them off. Said he was gonna donate a creamed honey sampler basket to the Hives for Heroes thing. I guess y'all are gonna do it again at Nobby again, another little raffle booth or whatever y'all did last year. I think he froze.
he froze.
I like Lee's comment there. Phillip said Phillips is going to set up a booth at Nobby and sell honey stands.
Yeah, I saw that.
Isn't that wonderful?
He gonna get roped into it.
Hey, he may be on something together.
Now he shrink wraps those things or something, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, they're sealed up really good.
Yeah, it's what does he buy? Like tubes of cellophane and.
Yeah,
what he said. I couldn't tell you that.
It was like on a big roll, but it kind of just reminded me of like little clear plastic bags, and he put it in some kind of
like a vacuum
seal or something, and it drew it right on down.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that. I gotcha.
He gets back in here, he can definitely tell you the name.
He's just going to his laptop.
Yeah, he Russell mentioned that he showed you guys that like last weekend or something like that.
I think so. Yeah, after I had to get up.
Get your address tomorrow. I'll get a hold of you.
Yeah, I was. I don't know what happened. I didn't mean to hang up on you. It just went away.
Joey covered for you.
Good deal, Joey. Thank you.
Philip, have you emailed us, or do we just usually text message? I can't remember if we've ever emailed or not.
We've emailed.
Have we?
I think we've emailed too. Yeah, I'm going to throw my email up here right now.
I'll go back, and whenever the show's done and over with, I've been trying to go back and put something in the description of what we've been either talking or getting confused about in the description. So I'll try to add that down in there somewhere. But man, hopefully y'all do better than you did last year on that, and especially y'all, Brian's putting in the pot.
We've got we have the veterans, Hives for Heroes. There's another group that's for first responders. You guys know what the name of that is?
What is it?
I wish I could tell you. Yeah, because I signed up for that, and I'm part of the Hives for Heroes things too, but I haven't gotten any new folk in over a year here. So, by the way, this is my mouse guard.
Oh yeah.
That's Tilly, my little mouser. There, people ask me, why don't you have mouse guards on your hives? It's like, let me introduce you to Tilly. There you go down. There you go.
We even got chickens that'll dispose of them for us.
Yeah, you could. That one bird, which some of y'all imagine seen it, but that mouser of ours, she'll leave them at the front door. You know how they'll leave them critters at the front door for you?
Yeah.
And she done that. And we got a big old rooster. And buddy, I figured out he'll get rid of things for you. So here lately, ever since she'll kill one, what have you, I'll take it down there in that rooster, and buddy, he'll thank you for it.
It's disgusting.
So you guys keep chickens. There's something I've always wanted to ask some of the folk that keep chickens. Do you ever look at Ian Stepler brushing all of his bee drop out and look at that basket and go, I could feed a lot of chickens with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Ours
Uh,
mostly eat up the hive beetle larva for us.
oh, that's right.
Oh, they do. They will
Yeah,
feast on that.
that's pretty amazing. I'm gonna see if I can find the name of that organization here because they've been
Oh, that's amazing. The adjective I used to describe that.
Judy, do you do Venmo?
Who us?
thing.
You do? You have Venmo? Because somebody wants to make a donation to Hives for Heroes, and I don't do it.
Yeah, Hives for Heroes. What the heck is the name of the other place?
Well, there's old Jeremy in here. Good to see you, bro. Lord, we got
It's been a long time since we saw y'all.
several of you in here this evening.
Oh wow,
Yes, sir.
V, nice. Very
One of
very
the
nice.
motor Texicans out there. The man that says, I'm not keeping bees no more. Turn around and got him some more for you.
Okay, so this is the name of the other group. It's Mission Believe. with
That's
two
what
E's.
Brian just put in the chat.
Did he?
Yep, literally, as you were saying it.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, with two E's.
Chat.
Yep. Yeah. So I signed up for that too, but I guess I'm far enough on the country. We really don't have much going on. Our church over here, that's hopefully we're going to be starting a bee club there. And just for people out there. Oh, Rodney's on?
Yeah,
Yes,
he just came
Rodney.
in too.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, he had a really neat short little video about the bees just attacking his Ultra Bee bucket. My mentees from Hives for Heroes never calls back. The one set up for spring seems hopeful. Yeah, I'm running the same thing here, Rodney. It's interesting. So, yeah, it's just a little bit of craziness.
Yeah, mine's kind of the same way, but hers is because she's having some real health issues. So
Yeah, well, then we got to work around them. And
yeah, I just but I think I'm going to get another mentee though for this spring for sure.
I wonder if this would work.
Uh,
So you guys are talking. I've got an orange cat that comes in and sits in front of the computer screen and watches the show.
Oh,
I kid you not.
She wants to see Jasper.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. He's done some pretty strange stuff. His favorite thing to watch is NCIS. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
And I kid you not, it was prior to the election. I'm trying to tame him down so I can handle him and have him neutered and everything else.
Mhm.
And but during the election, the VP Harris was on. The frickin' cat just took off like a rocket and didn't come back that night. So I don't have the news on anymore. But yeah, I had to come in and watch you guys, and that's Phillip, how's East Texas gun line? Yeah, Matt and all those good people. Well, anyways, I got to run here, and I apologize for the bad picture. It almost looks as crappy as some of Phillip's outside. Hey, seriously though, Phillip?
I look better in the dark there, Mike.
Yeah, me too, brother. Me too. But I got to ask you something. So you were filling up that warm, that room temperature honey that was what, 13%?
Yeah, it was 13.
Oh, you're there now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
13%.
so some people don't know this, but he's an architect, and I got to ask, what is that picture behind you?
Oh, this one. It's a acrylic painting classes. It's acrylic with a watercolor technique. Had an instructor that was an expert in it, and I took that in college, and that's one of the paintings I did when I was in that class.
No kidding, because honestly, it looks like some of the feed mills in some of the small towns here. Yeah,
it's Italian hill town is what it is.
Thank you. So. Yeah, I had to ask you about that. It's easier on the eye, Mike. Yeah, Larry Moore. God bless you. Oh, you guys are all fantastic. Well, hopefully I'll catch you next Sunday there. So God bless and bless your bees, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Take care, Mike.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Lee and Larimore trying to make y'all cry, Phillip.
What did they do there? Oh,
Mr. JW.
oh, he's hijacked Joey's picture. I like that. I like that.
You're hilarious, Mr. JW. Oh, my Lord.
That's my mentee out there. Let him look smart.
Mr. JW's mentee.
Oh my gosh, Mr. JW.
Y'all are too much. Y'all are too much.
Way too much.
You and that Joey Rawls fella, y'all turning out to make quite the characters, ain't you?
Lee, you were right on time because I was fixing to get up and go make another cup because I'm out again.
Well,
Let me clean out my junk so I can tell what you're saying.
yeah. Well, look, maybe I can ask this question with a little more confidence now.
What? Don't give away the surprise.
I'm not going to give away Mr. JW's prize. But on my subject at hand, if things didn't go anywhere, what's the most redneck engineered piece of beekeeping equipment you have?
Oh my God.
Oh, goodness. Are you talking to me?
Everybody. Everybody.
Oh man.
I'll have to say ours is extra pieces of metal roofing that I throw on top of the boxes to keep them cool instead of building something to insulate the heat.
Yeah, that'd probably work in my case also. I'm kind of a hoarder, so I've got a little bit of all that kind of junk. I call it my folks come by. I call it my archives. I'll have to make y'all a video of my archives sometimes.
I would love to see that. Hang on. I gotta get coffee, y'all. I'll be right back.
Oh. Okay. Look.
So a few people have asked about, I'm sorry, a few people have asked about Venmo. So I'm trying to see if my son has a Venmo account, and we'll put his information up there so you can get it to me that way. But if you do, and I want to thank Tom Sossman from Tom and Melissa. Yeah, I'm sorry. For donation to Hives for Heroes that he sent me just now by Zelle.
These guys sent you all this, all their farm market, Tim.
Sir?
I said these guys send you all their fancy farm market setups, you know, Phillip and.
Mr. JW just keeping it simple, my man.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we got some responses on this. On the redneck dealings. What's your most redneck thing of beekeeping?
Well, I've done kind of what you did, Tim. I put a brick and then a political sign and another brick on top of that to create a shade and especially over a nuke because it has a thin lid on it.
Yep. Let's see. Carl says he's got a screwdriver on the dash of the golf cart. That's his hive tool.
I've used a butter knife for a hive tool before.
Carl. Joey says everything I do is redneck. We got here Clay. I haven't seen many beekeepers that aren't hoarders there, Mr. JW.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my I'm gonna put my son's Venmo information in the chat for people that want to Venmo.
Oh,
That's my redneck farm market there. I forget all the way. Tell them to honk for service, and it's an honor system, and they leave their money and take the honey.
let's show the people. There we go. Yes.
We get out of the way.
Oh. All right, we get it, Miss JW. All right, what else? Let's see. DC's got secondhand stuff.
Oh, yeah,
Steel
like
roofing. My brother's bar. Seemed like quite a few people done figured out. Let me put something over the top of these things, kind of cool these girls off a little bit, maybe.
All right. I put Noah's Venmo information in there, so he just sent that to me. So if anybody wants to make a Hives for Heroes donation to Venmo, they can use that.
There we go. You got a vote there, Mr. JW.
Hey.
Never left.
Trying to make me feel good.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that too, Darren. I've done the duct tape.
Let me get your Venmo up here.
Yeah.
We'll be in touch with you on our end to get a ticket or 3 from you.
Great.
Good to hear, Mr. Mark.
Let me think. I know I've had to have done quite a few redneck things. Plenty of times just cut a piece of plywood to use it as a top cover and throw a block on top of it. I've done that a lot when I'm in a bind.
I've got a recliner in my production hive. I guess that would be called pretty redneck.
A recliner?
Yeah, in my production hive colony. Apiary, whatever you want to call it. Oh, recliner.
So you just go out there and kick back in your recliner?
Yeah. Sometimes you fall asleep in it. Bee lights on your eyelid and you smack the bee. I guess I could show you a picture of that also.
Well, I mean, you already know it, but the directions for falling asleep in a chair is to be old and sit in a chair. That's the instruction.
I qualify, I guess.
I qualify too. Man, that's a great question, Tim. I'm going to see. Let's see. I don't want to call it redneck. I just call it inventive. I'll take all my nukes have a little vent hole in the bottom with a screen on it. And if I need to feed a nuke, I'll take one nuke and stick it on top of another nuke. It's got a solid bottom with a vent hole, and I'll put the feeder jar over that. So it's used as it looks like 2 nukes stacked up, but the top one is nothing more than a feeder.
No, Roy, mine's not a boat seat. It's a regular recliner. It's getting a little nasty. I can tell you that. Sitting out there in the weather, I don't think I've got a.
That would be a nice idea, though. You could have some kind of reclining chair you could work out of, or an easy chair of some sort to sit out there and work them bees. Man, talk about it. All right. I'm waiting for you to get back. But Jeremy, out there in Texas, they got praise.
You're right about
Praise
that.
report on their baby. So definitely want to share that with everybody as well. Said our baby had 1 year cardiologist scan.
No surgery needed.
Yep.
Fantastic.
That is awesome.
Yes, sir.
That's great.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Mm-mm. I'm trying to read it.
Well, everybody got into
Mr. Roy said naps are important when you're 58.
Hey, I tell you,
Roy and I are both 20, are pretending to be 29. We're the same age.
hold it while you can, gentlemen. Hold it.
Mm-hmm.
My dad always said once you get to 50, you can start counting backwards. So
I like that.
I'm all for that.
And then start over again.
Well, you get to 50 and then you start counting backwards and see if you can get all the way back to 0. That's the goal.
Hmm. Mr. JW, did you see Laramore's comment?
Yeah.
I guess I missed that.
Yeah, you want your third cup of coffee?
I'm still sitting up straight.
That's what I'm gonna have to do is check out and get some coffee so I can stay up with you.
Yeah. Oh, I knew I wasn't gonna make it without coffee, but I really didn't think I'd be 3 cups deep in the last hour too.
All right, here's a
I
Go
just
ahead,
really
Mr.
want to come on to show you my mentor or my mentee, or well, actually, he is my mentor, I guess, also. So,
Well, I am so glad you decided to jump on, Mr.
Yeah,
Jason.
yeah.
Death wishing, honey. I like that. Like Rodney said, my next birthday will be the 30th reunion of my 30th birthday. That's pretty good.
That is
good.
Something more.
Hey, Mr. JW, did you hear us talking about the mail earlier? Or were you out?
I was probably out there, and I believe
Okay, keep an eye on your mailbox tomorrow because you should be getting a package in.
Oh, well, okay. It's not a bomb, is it?
Not a bomb.
No.
No, sir. You're safe there.
I wish I could tell you some about it, but we just have to wait till
That's fine.
Ricky or next.
We'll catch you on Ricky's show.
Yeah.
That's what happened when you fall asleep in your recliner in your bee yard and the bee stings you on the eyelid and you
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
That's what you look like.
That looks painful.
She said you've been sleeping too much.
Look at Lee trying to stir the pot here. She said, check your email.
Oh, yeah.
No, this one's coming snail mail, Mr. JW, not email.
Okay.
Lord willing, it'll make it as it should.
Phillip's selling raffle tickets already.
Yeah, y'all get them. Go get them.
Yeah, did I just put in the chat? I just sent raffle ticket money to your Venmo.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep it coming.
Mr. JW, Carl said your wife decked you.
Yeah, I see that. I better get that off there before somebody passes out.
Passes out.
I hadn't got hit by the eye, but I've got hit on the lip. It's similar swelling.
Where they grab a hook to the bottom of your nose and curl that behind just to the inside of your nose there.
That hasn't happened to me, but it makes my eyes water just thinking about it.
No, good night, Randy.
My eyes was watering from laughing so hard.
I was talking to, actually, when I was working with Cayman on that riser, we were telling all kind of sting stories, and he said he got stung in the nose once. He said that's pretty bad. I never have been. I got the worst thing I've ever had was a yellow jacket on the top lip, and literally, I look worse than an ogre. I mean, my whole face swelled up. and my lip literally hung down. Okay, I can't even make it go down there. It went all the way down on my chin. My top lip did. It was hanging down. It was crazy.
I had an old childhood neighbor. Well, we still friends, but lifelong friend, I'll say. But we was neighbors growing up. Well, he was allergic to yellow jackets. And y'all heard me mention a few times about how mom and daddy's old place, man, that every year is just bad yellow jackets in that yard for some reason. Well, one morning we was waiting for the school bus out there. We probably wasn't 8 or 9 years old. Mom and daddy had them old clam shells in the driveway. And we was taking little bitty pieces of the clam shells and throwing it one of them yellow jacket nests in the ground. Well, apparently they got fed up with it and they come after us and they tore me up and they tore him up. I didn't have any allergic reaction to it. John did. And the next day when I seen him, he looked like a Cabbage Patch Kid, the best way to explain what his face looked like. It just swole out and everything. Well, whenever he got better, I got a whipping from it, and he got a whipping from it. So that ended up John getting stung back.
Before they lifted.
Yeah, but they let us know it's coming, boy. I done told y'all.
I can tell you a little anecdote to that story. When I was a kid, I was a little bit on the mischief side, and my dad was, my folks farmed some, and my dad was planting soybeans, and he made me come down there. And back in the old days, they put an inoculant on the soybeans. Now they're all pre-treated, but back then it was an old black dirty stuff, and I wasn't too happy. Well, my mother, there was a yellow jacket, and there's my good old buddy. And then I wasn't too happy that Dad was making me inoculate those beans. I was black all over, and my mother brought down lunch to us. And there was a yellow jacket's nest there, and I set my dad's lunch on top of that hole in the ground, had the yellow jackets in it. He didn't think that was too funny when they come out there buzzing and stinging him. I went to laughing, and he wasn't too proud of me for that little act.
Daddy took care of business on that one, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm with you, Lee. I'm just blown away.
What?
He said, JW, mischievous? I would have never thought. Well, he said that's the worst kind of whipping, the ones you got to wait for.
Yeah, Lord, yeah.
Oh, those were terrible, man. Wait till your dad gets home. Oh, my gosh. I hated that.
Yeah.
All right. Melanie said she didn't see the prizes, so I'm going to put the gift basket up here.
There you go.
There we go. Got 3 candles, Melanie. 3 pair of Miss Sophie's earrings. 2 lip balms, 1 natural and 1 peppermint. 3 jars of honey. And 3 honey sticks. And then there's a second prize is one of my regular gift baskets, and third prize is a jar of honey. And we're going to do the drawing on Joey's live on the 21st of December.
I'm going to wear my Let You Love Flow shirt that night.
Yeah, we both have Kodiak Farm shirts on.
Shoot, Miss Melanie getting her tickets before she even seen the prizes.
Well, hey, y'all get them because it ain't, what, 2 weeks, the 21st? 2 weeks?
Melanie, are you going to the expo? I went there just to see her last year, and she didn't show up.
Uh-oh.
I seen you had a post up there, Phillip. Did you have an address on that post?
Yeah, I don't have an address, but I can put it on there. I don't mind.
Yeah. Or stick it on a private chat for me or something, if you'd like, if you don't want to put it out.
Or you could email him.
There you go.
That's always an option.
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to email money. I'm gonna,
Harder than it is to email, honey.
You're not in there, didn't you,
I
Miss
think she's got a
JW?
good point, JW. I think she's got a good point.
she got me there, didn't she?
Step right in it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Mr. Jason.
I'm putting it in the private chat for us on here.
We
No,
have a
well,
private
Laura, I don't think I remembered anything pink. It was all black as Coley's petunia, so to speak.
Uh-oh.
What we use, that's been a few years ago.
Let's see. Clay, he said the tickets were $5 a piece.
Yeah, y'all get them.
Yeah, if you,
Yeah, I think Phillip got burnt out last year with doing the dollar tickets.
Well, here's the reason is because somebody would give me $20 and they'd sit down to fill out those tickets and they'd fill out 5 of them, then they just give up because it's just a pain in the butt to fill out.
Yeah.
So, if somebody sent me a bunch of money and wanted all the tickets, I would just print them out, I wouldn't, but at $5, I'll sit there and fill them all out. I don't mind.
well, fill me out 5 and I'll put you a check in the mail if I don't forget.
All right. I appreciate that, JW. Thank you.
That's true, Clay. Phillip, you're gonna be filling out tickets like crazy.
Good. That's fine. It's going to a good cause. I appreciate it.
Phillip got a plan. He's got them youngins.
Man, Sophie's coming home for Christmas soon, isn't she?
I don't
Fill
wish
out
Phillip
tickets,
had known
dear.
him.
Get to filling out.
I'm like Minnesota Mike. I've been signed up for that outfit for almost 2 years now, and I've never heard any response because I'm not in a real populated area.
Well, yeah. I'll tell you what, JW, you might have to follow up with them because the way I got my mentee, well, first of all, they assigned me somebody, and then when I got a hold of that person, they also had signed up to be a mentor, not a mentee. They weren't even a veteran.
Yeah.
So we got that straightened out. And then I was at the market, and a lady comes up and told me that she was in the program. She was a veteran and from the Marines, and said that they were signing her up with somebody in the next county over. And I said, why would they? I said, you live in Capel? And she said, yeah. I said, why in the heck wouldn't they put you with me? I'm a mentor waiting for somebody to be paired with. So I sent an email to Charlie at Hives For Heroes, and he literally called me in like 5 minutes after I sent the email, and he was real apologetic, said I messed that up. I should have done that. I thought I'd already paired you up with somebody, and it checked me off the list. Yeah. So you might follow up because they make mistakes just like everybody. They might have thought they paired you up already.
Actually, I think it was Charlie. Isn't he from down there around you someplace?
He's down in Houston, I think.
In Houston. He was up at Eastern Missouri up there at Tom and Melissa's last spring. I'm pretty sure that was him.
Yeah, he goes up to some of the conventions.
Yeah, and I talked to him there, and he said, well, you take your state representative or whatever you call it. There's the one in Illinois is way up by Chicago, and that's 350 miles from me. I'm down the southern other end. Illinois is about 500 miles long from north to south. So I've never received any contact from anyone concerning being a mentee. Some of them may have seen me on here and decided they wasn't interested.
I doubt that, Mr. James.
I doubt that. Yeah, I'm gonna get another one. I'm gonna keep the one I have. I mean, she hasn't done very much because of her health issues, but I saw her she was actually at the market, but I could tell she was still in pain. She couldn't turn her head very good one way or the other, and she was actually about to have surgery on her neck. So hopefully that came out all right.
What's say, Jay?
Good to see you, Jay.
Yes.
Hadn't seen you in a minute.
But it seems like what seeing and hearing from folks that are mentors, that once you pretty well get with somebody, it seems like folks kind of stay with it. I ain't never really heard, or I can't recall of anybody saying, well, I got a hold of this one, then boom, they're gone. Then, you go to two or three, 4, 5 different people. It seems that people wanting to get into it as far as the mentee end, really seem to try to stay with things if they can. I mean, Phillip, we've been in touch with you about your mentee and understand about, the issues that she's got going on. So granted, with health problems that you can't be there all the time and do it all the time, but they seem to want to go somewhere with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've got a lot more mentees than they do mentors.
Yeah.
I know that doesn't seem right if you're sitting there waiting for a mentee, but they did something on the VA's newsletter, and they ended up getting something like 1,500 requests or something like that.
Wow.
Really?
Charlie was telling me about that at the Texas Beekeepers Association. Yeah, they featured him in that national magazine. And they just opened the floodgates.
Mm-hmm. What?
Let me ask you this then, and I don't mean to sound any one direction, but does it seem that most of the mentors are sidelined to mom and pop beekeeping folks more versus than say, a commercial guy?
Well,
I'd say they would be, Tim, just for the simple fact that a lot of these commercial boys just flat don't have the time,
Yeah, yeah. The person that they were going to put Rachel with was a commercial guy, and he was actually a mentor for like 5 others or something like that.
Okay.
But I don't know how they work that in, because the biggest challenge is scheduling, and that's everybody's. The biggest challenge is that. So, I mean, all you can do is let them know when you're doing something, and if they're available, then they can come help out. It's not and they tell you right up front, whatever works for you and the mentee. Don't force anything. There's no scale. You don't have to meet them once a week or once a month or on any schedule. You just try to communicate with each other, and if you can get together, you can. If you can't, then you don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's no program. It's just connections is all it is.
Yeah.
Now they do have a whole lot of cool stuff that they will do for the veterans with scholarships and things. I think they'll pay 100% of if you want to take a master beekeeper class. Now they do make sure you're accountable. You have to take it and finish it before they pay for it. They don't pay for it just for you to try it out.
Matt, I would suggest to you, if you're watching, that nails will work, but the nail guns are a lot faster. Crown staple, is what I like the best, but but depends on how many you're going to do.
Yeah,
Said he had to assemble a lot of frames when nails and wood would work. I told him we just use our frame gun and glue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what JW said, staples are going to be a much better hold for you in the long run. But if all you have is just some 18 gauge trim nails, then
So
yeah, because
well, I told you a half truth, Matt. I'm sorry. That's what we do, but I didn't know staples would do better.
let me far the hole. But like if we're shooting with trim nails, we'll shoot one in the top, then I'll shoot one in the sides.
Mhm.
That way I get that
Double.
double grip there. Or
And
the trim nail.
said his stapler's much faster. Okay, he's saying he's got a trim gun.
Oh yeah, pick you up some staples and put in that puppy. She'll go.
Yeah, that'll work.
Mhm.
Trim gun will work.
They just, our first 2 years, we was like everybody in the beginning. We buy the kit off Amazon. You got, you know,
20 frames.
yeah, it,
20 frames.
it was like 20 or so frames. Then we buy a few extra here and there, especially whenever we got the horizontal hides out there.
Mhm.
But we was hand driving, and we do carpenter work for a living. Then it hit me. I was like, man, you idiot, you're just killing yourselves out here hand driving every one of these little nails in one at a time.
When we've got a trim gun sitting in the truck.
Yeah. Shoot, we ran through them frames, I don't know, what, 15 minutes. We was assembled, glued, bam, rolling everything up.
Yeah.
What was the
Yeah,
problem?
this is
Tim, where
wild.
maybe Hannah couldn't hold the nail straight while you was hitting it, or was that the problem? Or
He kept missing that nail and hitting my finger, Mr. JW.
They don't like that.
That was the problem. So when we swapped out, he got to hold the frames while I shoot the nail gun.
got you.
So I watched my finger the whole time.
You got my fingers a whole lot more than I've got yours.
Now, every
Yeah.
once in a while you hit a hard spot with those crown staples that I use, and the one will pop out the side on you and catch you, and it's not pleasant usually to catch your
You
Y'all
tell
see
him.
that?
When.
Did y'all see that? I made an assumption there. That
Uh-huh.
JW said he was named Sue, so maybe yeah. Clay sent me. I got a Zelle from a Leslie Bunner, and I assumed that was Clay's wife.
Yeah, I see that. He said, no, that's what my dad named me.
There you go. From Larimore. Keith's out here. Keith's filming up there in the foothills.
Yeah,
Right under that one.
that's exactly what I use to do my boxes. Glue and 1.5 inch crown staples. I do. I do, Lee.
There you go.
Melanie missed the basket again.
Oh, no. One more time, Miss Melanie.
Here we go. We're gonna do it again.
Now she got to buy more tickets.
It's gonna cost you.
She's got to answer my question of whether she's coming to the expo or not, too.
I bet they do. Maybe you're wrong.
Yeah, 3 jars of honey, 3 candles. Let me see. I always move it the wrong direction here. There's the other candle. There it is.
I know, Larimore.
The thing she's probably interested in is these Miss Sophie's earrings. Three pairs of earrings.
You ain't even got it big.
I'm sorry.
What's your
That's
problem?
Melon.
And then let's see, there's the other pair right here. This is the ones I like. I'm sorry, these are new ones. These are a new one she did, the gold bees. We're also getting some she's got to come back, but I ordered some bees. I'm gonna go grab them and show them to you guys because these are really cool. Hang on. She hadn't made any earrings with them yet.
Well, Joey, y'all getting flooded out over there?
No, we got a little rain, but it hadn't really rained hard.
Y'all supposed to get that 2 days worth, or y'all just gonna get tomorrow and the end of it?
I'm not sure. I hadn't even looked at the weather.
We're supposed to get it all day tomorrow and Tuesday. Then another cool front gets on in here for a day or two.
Yeah.
It's raining
So
here
far,
right
it
now.
did come a little light shower, and then it'd quit, and a little light shower, and then it'd quit.
It's supposed to rain all night here tonight. Started about 7 a while ago, and it's supposed to rain all night.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be here in a little while. I was looking at that radar a while ago, seen a big old mess of it down there. I don't know, just south Gulf end of Mexico. What am I trying to say? Louisiana down there.
Rodney said they get it for the next 3 days.
Where was all this at during the spring and summertime?
Huh.
Roy's gonna have to get his ears pierced. He said
I
he
said, I just saw that. Don't tell him, send us a picture, Mr. Roy. Send us a picture.
Who was that? That one? What was it? Our 500 giveaway? That one, all the earrings. It seemed like during the drawing.
Wasn't it Mr. Dan?
It was Dan.
Weaver?
Yeah,
He won.
2 or 3 pairs.
Yeah,
of
2 or
things.
3 of them. All right, make him big again.
All right.
All right.
No, I don't.
Presentation.
See. Hopefully this camera will
Yeah, it's on
see if we can. All right. So,
right there. Yep.
okay.
Oh,
So that's the front. And let me see if I can hold it still enough. You can see they actually have the lines in the wings, like the little veining. And that bee has like a face on it, a mouth and eyes. Like I said, it's hard to make it clear, but then on it's also got detail on the back.
oh, I like that. Are they silver or gold?
Yeah, they're silver.
Okay.
They called it a Mayan bee.
Huh.
But most of them have just the, whatever the detail is on one side, and it's just flat on the back. This one has the detail on both sides.
That's nice.
And she's gonna make earrings out of those too.
Oh, you'll have to let us know when she gets those on the website ready.
Well, that website, that's a point of contention between us. I said, take some more pictures. I haven't updated that since we opened the website.
Yeah. Okay, well, forget the website. Just let us know when she has them ready to sell.
I thought that was Tinkerbell there, Phillip.
It does look like a little bit like a fairy.
Did you see man? He was talking about he gets called Michelle because his name is Michael spelled that way. He said, so when I stand up, their facial expression changes. So I put a twist in my walk. Oh my God. No, he didn't go there.
What's that, Brandon? Yeah, Baker Bees.
We're seeing people, all kind of people we ain't seen in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Y'all make sure you hit that like button.
I was just about to type that, Phillip.
Type it anyway.
Put it
Reinforce
in there, Joey. Put it in there.
it.
Appreciate y'all on that reminder. I forget about all that stuff.
There it goes.
Oh, there you go, Lee.
That's I'll do that, Lee, for sure.
You might have to hide them things from Miss Renee so he can send them back to you.
Well, if I send him some, he's gonna need to keep some for her, for sure. For his services.
Oh, there you go, Phillip. Quit your architecture job and focus on display stands, earrings, and website designs.
Well, the website design is actually would be a real problem for me.
Man, it's really not that much to it.
I've tasked my son with figuring out the website and setting us up a online store. Because like I said, everything I do, I see Brian do it, and I be like, okay, I got to try to keep up with Brian.
Yeah.
I traded what I thought I kicked myself in the behind after we left there that day. But I talked to a computer genius we was working for. This man programmed the computers at the trauma center hospital in Mobile here. Okay, he was the dude that did all the computer work. Well,
Or he was over.
over all that. And well, we've been working for the man a couple, 2 or 3 years. And I told him, I said, look, I said, I want to build a website for our business. Any chance you want to, I'll trade you some work. You'll help me build the website. I had y'all know me. I know nothing about the computers. I have terrible times with buttons on here as it is. So something like that, I figured was definitely way over my.
Out of our skill set.
Yes. Well, man said, well, if you'll paint my living room up here.
We just painted a ceiling.
Was it ceiling?
Mm-hmm.
From the kitchen into the living room. Okay, we painted probably 500 square feet of ceiling, I guess. So we got that job done. Got with the man on another day, said, okay, look, build this website for us. Okay. So we get over there, he starts working on them letters on that computer, gets to some kind of website building place. And it was pretty much, it just reminded me of building like a Book of Faces account or something along those lines. You just went in, you put your pictures in, you figured out how you wanted your designs to be and laid out. And after about
a lot more self-explanatory than we thought.
Yeah, I mean, he had us out the door in 15 minutes, it felt like. And I thought to myself,
45 minutes.
I was like, that's all there was to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had cricks in our neck for a week and a half painting these blasted ceilings. And that's all it was to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just chewed on that one, had to let it go. But there's maybe some little encouragement. It ain't too terribly bad. I can handle that. So it's just doing it. I reckon it's the bigger thing.
It's just making yourself sit down and do it.
Yeah. But
Buttons. We got talked to 2 hours.
have we? All right, look. Everybody that rides with us, y'all here at the very end, always, we appreciate you. So one more little thing I was thinking of. In the bee journal, I often see, and this is going with keeping your bees warm during the winter time. I've only been able to find one picture of this, but it is mentioned quite often in the old American bee journals. But a chaff hive, CHAFF hive, or box is the way they talk about building these things quite often. But there's nobody really details of how they actually done it. But when I finally found one picture, I got to thinking to myself, instead of basically what it sounds like is putting a box around your box of bees, and you have about 1 3/4 gap all the way around. And what you do is you pack that box. Did I create some words?
Mr. Mike said, appreciate us. Heck, send some money.
Hey, checks in the mail, Mr. Mike.
That's in the email.
In the email box, yes, sir. But what they would do is set that box around the hive,
Mm-hmm.
and they would pack that thing full of hay, straw, wood chips, something like that. And that created the barrier of insulation for folks back in old timey days.
Mm-hmm.
So they wouldn't have to worry about their colonies getting too cold back then. But in the diagram I seen, instead of building that box and you putting these little dividers in,
Mm-hmm.
all right, bear with me.
I'm trying.
Why not take 2 frames or take some frames? So you got 6 frames of bees. You got an 8 frame box.
Mm-hmm.
With me? Your 2 outside frames.
Mhm.
Why not, like East Spillman did, making his sugar brick there, just be close to the bees. All right, put you some wire on both sides of that frame, but stuff those frames full of hay or cedar chips or something like that,
Mhm.
and smash them puppies right up against those bees. That way, that'll give them that barrier insulation. Instead of building a box to go around the box, why not put,
Use the boxes already there.
yeah, and just use frames to put that hay or cedar shavings in.
Since they have one in this video game. Like,
Get out of here.
mhm.
I have seen people do not that, but put pieces of insulation, like styrofoam insulation, in place of frames on the outside. If you have something like a nuke in a 10-frame box,
Mhm.
they'll take out all those outside frames and they'll put 2 pieces of insulation that are cut to fit,
Mhm.
and basically reduce it to a 5-frame nuke, and and then there's just air between the insulation and the box. It's kind of like what you're talking about, Tim.
Hmm.
But I guess
I
with
got insulation. Those bees will eat that up, Phillip.
Yeah,
Tear it out.
yeah, they will tear it out. Right. I don't know if they'll tear it out until spring, but they would tear. They would
Yeah,
eventually
when they start growing, they will.
Well,
But would you have if you use wood shavings or pine straw or hay? All right, how much you think that would help with your moisture control in that hive?
hmm.
Mm.
That's a pretty good thought, Buttons. You outdid yourself.
Because often when they talked about chafe apparently is just an old word for sawdust or cut up grass, hay, things like that.
Mhm.
And they would layer it on top as well, like you would set like an inner cover on. You'd make that blanket, but that was one way they helped absorb any moisture that would try to condensate in that colony.
Mhm.
It would all stay right there in your,
Good
sawdust
for
shavings.
I don't know.
See you later, Keith.
That might help.
You, I thought chaff in the South was chaff.
Yeah, it may be. I could probably saying it all wrong,
Probably so.
but CHAFF is how they always spell it in the old timey bee German. And I'm talking late 1800s and early 1900s.
Mr. Roy said he was going to send you some pictures of a really old beekeeping book he found.
Awesome. Heck yeah, Mr. Roy.
I
Send them
thought
on.
you'd like that.
I'd be happy to look at them.
Chafe in the South is what we put Boudreaux's butt paste on.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go there with it.
No, I've always heard it called chaff. That's what you put on you when you on the old thresh machines and stuff. That's that old sticky stuff that itches like the dickens.
Mm-hmm.
Cornstarch,
You guys
Phillip.
aren't old enough to know about thrashing. I just got on the tail end of it, and I'm as a youngster, I wasn't big enough to really help, but I got to get in the way a lot
Mm-hmm.
on the old time thrashing machines.
Brad just built something like that for his outdoor colonies and packed a deep box full of wood shavings.
That's it then. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't worry too much about the cold here. I've got a bunch of my colonies have feeder shims on them. That's probably not a good idea, but they're there. Just a big open space. Probably the worst thing you can do.
We just really don't get that cold for that long down here. Enough to where it could really hurt them.
Our biggest threat is condensation in the cold down here for us. far as, snow days or it's going to freeze for a week and a half, 2 weeks. No, we'll Joey, I mean, he can testify to this as well. What do you get, Phillip? You too, but
We don't get that kind of weather.
no, it don't stay cold like that. It'll go from freezing cold a couple days, then the next day, literally, it can be 75 degrees.
Today marks 7 years today, and we had our last snow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I knew it'd been a while.
it popped up on Facebook, some pictures we had posted.
Been way too long.
Well, that's a pretty snow before January is pretty unusual in the South anyway.
Snow period is pretty unusual in the South.
Well, we usually get something about every 3 years here where I am.
I mean, we'll get ice before we get snow.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's usually in February. And we
That's
did
what-
have
Yeah.
a Valentine's Day snow once.
March and February is the ones I really remember coming up in a good snow, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Rodney said he puts all his sawdust in old pillowcases and puts them in the feeder chute.
There you
on
go.
his side.
Yep. They're talking about using those, doing that, and burlap, the chaff, whatever you want to call it, a burlap over the top of that,
Mm-hmm.
and which often the articles I'm reading are people like way up in the North Country,
Mm-hmm.
but they would set a piece of carpet on top of that, so they'd have kind of like a triple layer on top of things. But if you don't get too terribly cold and you're worried about condensation, perhaps maybe something to think about.
Down there where Joey lives, or more where Lee lives, they always say way up in the north, or like around Shreveport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way on up there.
That's right.
Look, Miss Mike Tangway said they got 12 inches of snow this week.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
So, I can listen to somebody else.
I don't know. Y'all just know I'm not a big fan of the cold.
Mm-mm.
I'll wait on Carl to chime in on that one. You yelling jokers.
Sean was talking earlier about y'all need to come up to Michigan and see the snow.
Uh-oh. Looks like somebody went to the sports banquet.
Who we got here, Mr. Joe?
Who's that?
You're muted, Joey.
Uh-oh. Wrong button, Joey.
That's my grandson. He got 2 or 3 awards that night.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Proud grandpa moment, huh?
Yeah. He's going to LSU, but he had a and I don't know if he's playing ball or not, but he had a full scholarship from another school to come play. They saw him centering the ball. He was good at that long. What you call it, Phillip? The long center.
It's called deep snapper.
Yeah. He was real good at that, and they told him he had a full scholarship if he wanted to come play. He said, "No, thank you."
Wow.
He's wanting to be not a dentist. He's going to be a dentist first, but he wants to be an oral surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
He'll probably be going to LSU and some of these other big schools.
Nice.
What was his awards for, Joey?
I would have to find them. You can't really see them there. He's got them hid.
That's pretty good. You got school saying, "Hey, we'll just pay for things. You just come on."
Mm-hmm.
They told me, they said, "I'll pay you to stay away."
Good. I don't know if y'all saw the picture I showed a couple of weeks ago, but he's pretty big. He's like 6'2", 6'3".
Wow.
I showed a picture of him and me standing there, and then I showed a picture of him and some of his football buddies, and he's the smallest one.
Oh, I believe that.
He's little compared to some of his buddies.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
amazing how big they get these days.
Hmm.
Hey, there's some big old boys.
Picture I took 3 mornings ago. It was 60 here today. 3 mornings
Oh,
ago,
wow.
my wife left the fountain running. She said, "See what that is."
It's ice
That's
sculpture.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That is pretty.
It is pretty.
It was 13. She left,
Cool.
Mm,
I
mm, mm.
don't like
little
that.
fountain running. She got a little.
I think the
Fountain.
lowest we've been is 32. Maybe
Well,
31.
we've been down into the 20 a couple nights.
Yeah, we got about 28, 27, 28
Mm-hmm.
week or
Joey's
so
been
ago.
reporting a lot colder temperatures than we've been having up here.
I can't believe how cold it's been down here the last couple of weeks. I mean, it's been uncharacteristically cold down here.
Yeah, usually we have that kind of gradual, but it just went from one extreme to the next.
I'll tell you what, it was only in the 40s, but it was raining when we were at the market, and it got pretty darn cold when it gets wet like that, even in the 40s. But I was surprised that about 10:30, all the people came out like they always do. They just were bundled up, ready to spend money. That was good.
3 nights in a row.
Oh, Mike, I can't believe you being
At that in DC.
25.
It's 3 nights in a row. It was about 2 or 3 nights in a row. We got cold, like freezing and below.
Yeah, about most of the week the other week, every night. Now it gets when that wind would lay down, it wasn't too bad. We'd get about, I don't know, 50s,
like mid 50s.
but it didn't matter what the 50s was. If that wind was going, buddy, it just coming right through you.
Mm-hmm. It's been really blowing here, the last few days even.
Do y'all get snow often up there at JW, or just kind of hitting?
No, not regular anymore. We used to get quite a bit of snow here in southern Illinois, but we don't get very little anymore. It's about like it used to be in the South.
Mm-hmm.
I lived over there, southeast Panama City for 17 years before I came back up here.
Oh, I forgot. You said you lived down here for a long time.
Yeah, you were what, Mexico Beach?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Mexico Beach and Port St. Joe. I lived both places.
Can y'all see that picture I got presented right there?
Let me look in here.
Beehives?
Yep.
You gotta push another button, Joey.
There it is.
He wants 5 tickets.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll put it in.
Joey's is in a lot better shape than ours
He's
is.
gonna pay for mine, Phillip. Be sure to
What's
get my
that?
name on that. He's gonna pay for mine. You be sure to get my name on
Is
it.
it? Okay. I'm putting Sue on your tickets, JW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my name before I changed it,
Yeah. What did you tell somebody not long ago, Mr. JW? That JW stands for just wonderful or something?
No, I apologized to the chatters here a while back. I told them I had changed my name in case they was looking up, for hero worshiping. I changed it from Sue to JW. I had an official name change.
Just one.
All right, I got it down. Alf Rawls, 5 tickets.
I'm gonna try to set up Zale and send it to you, Phillip.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't have that one. We'll see how simple it
See if
is.
it works. If you've got a bank app on your phone, it's probably there. Almost always is.
Oh, I'm gonna check then.
If we can figure it out, I got faith you can do it, Joey.
We got the Wells Fargo banking, so anybody that's got Wells Fargo, you can do it. I'm not
think
sure about the others.
Regions does too. They use theirs.
So we're we started taking credit cards because we were doing that. It was the women's club. We did it in the middle of the week. Wasn't a real good sale, but I knew we couldn't go to that without taking credit cards. All those ladies were going to be wanting to use their credit cards. So we got signed up, and I don't even know anything about it. Noah put it on his phone. We got the little swipe thing that goes in the bottom of your phone, and we got the little square thing that you can insert your card into, all that stuff. And he actually has it. Your phone right now is a credit card reader if it's a relatively new phone. Because when he went to that thing, the little square thing hadn't come in the mail yet, and he figured out you can just put a credit card up to the bottom of your phone, and it'll read it off the credit card.
Oh, wow.
It's a little bit scary, I think.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
But anyway, so we're at the market, and he's really good at it because he's got all the product in there, and he can just beep, 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 beep. Okay, there's your total. Hit the credit card, and they can put their email in or whatever for a receipt if they want to. So this lady walks up and she goes, "Do you take Apple Pay?" And I said, "No, ma'am, I'm sorry." And he goes, "Oh yeah, we do." It's like, what?
Yeah. Hold up.
I looked at him. I said, "Well, I guess we do take Apple Pay."
I learned something new today too.
Because that Square takes Visa, MasterCard, Discover, Apple Pay. There's Diners Club, all kind of stuff.
Wow.
Takes it all.
Well, get you one of them little chalkboards and have somebody write on there. We take this credit card, that credit card.
I still don't encourage them to use it. It is a little. The fees are not as bad as I thought they would be, but they are a little. But it wasn't.
Brian said his phone does the tap to pay too.
Yep, that's what Noah used his phone just for that at that event because we didn't have anything else.
Well, I guess I'm old school because I won't do any of that stuff. It's on the phone or.
Yeah, I won't either.
Credit cards that I use reluctantly, and that's all on.
I was trying to use my credit card one day, and the reader wasn't working. And the lady goes, "Well, just tap it." And I was like, hold my card up, tapping it with my finger. What are you talking about? Tap it? No, tap it on the machine.
Yeah.
I was like real reluctantly, and I'll be darned if it didn't work.
All you got to do is get close.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know that was even possible.
It's pouring down rain here right now, I think. I gotta look.
It quit here.
Hey, Roy, my son's phone is an Android. It's a Samsung.
There you go. I don't know if ours is smart enough for that or not.
If it rains like this all night, we'll have quite a rain. It's raining hard now. They said it's supposed to rain about all night. So we'll see.
Oh, wow.
Don't need that.
Yeah. So we did our market and had a great day. And then about an hour after we got home, it started raining. It didn't stop raining until this morning sometimes.
I'm afraid that's what we're in for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what our days are going to be consistent of. It's supposed to slack up a little bit tomorrow night, then crank back up again Tuesday. But we pretty much count on the washout part of what we got to do tomorrow or this week.
We're 100% tomorrow. I just looked at it. 100% chance of rain.
Your buddies are picking on you now, Mr. J.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing on there anyway? You're supposed to be working. Huh?
They're gonna get themselves in trouble.
That's right.
I once went to a George Carlin concert or whatever, not a concert, a show, I guess. And his whole deal was he made fun of everybody. I mean, nobody escaped him.
Mm-hmm.
So he was in there, and he goes, and there was a whole section of people, and they was all, every time he'd tell a joke, they would just boo, boo, boo. You know, they wouldn't even laugh. And then he and you know, my apologies to anybody who's Baptist, but he goes, now I'm going to make fun of the Baptists. And boy, they really booed then. And he goes, and he looks straight up at him, and he says, you can't do nothing about it because you're not supposed to be here anyway. That's what he told me.
Well, the man had a point.
He did have a point there. Ain't even supposed to be in here, y'all.
JW brought back that old memory when he told them they not even supposed to be on this chat, are they, JW?
On the way.
You're getting flagged, Mr. James.
Yep. It says to show or hide. Held for review. Hold or hide. Or show or hide.
It's already showing on mine, so it's too late.
Somebody else.
I don't even remember
It
putting that word in the words of that have to be approved.
I think it's automatically in there.
What was that? What
Because
was that?
that's an ugly word.
What was that, Ray Stevens? Don't look, Ethel. Well, it was too late.
Mm.
Oh, man. Way too late.
Because,
Holy Rob. You're too late.
too late. Tell him that one. That's the one we can wrap it up on in a minute.
Oh, Levi.
Levi. Yeah.
Yeah. One of our nephews, he's the oldest nephew. He just turned 13. But he's got really, really severe autism and epilepsy. Like really severe. But the dude, I mean, he probably don't weigh 65 pounds soaking wet. But the dude, he will do anything for food. Like that's your biggest bargaining tool in trying to work with Levi is have snacks and you're golden. Well, he had done like really, really good in therapy one day or something at school, something. So my sister baked him a cake that everybody could eat for dessert after supper that night. Well, she put it in there in the kitchen and went and sat down for a minute. And Levi, you gotta know him. He's so sneaky when it comes to food. But Abby said she had closed her eyes and she heard that cake plate rattle. And she was like, before it really hit my consciousness, oh my gosh, Levi's getting the cake. He said, by the time I jumped up off that couch and hollered at him, yeah, he's got the whole cake plate. And he's running down the hallway screaming, "You're too late, Abby. You're too late, Abby." He just took that whole cake from her. The little joker made it all the way to his room before she called him.
You're too late.
You're too late, Abby. You're too late. I tell Tim that all the time now. You're too late. You're too late. It was hilarious. That was like 3 years ago, and Levi will still die laughing when you tell that story. He could probably still tell you what that cake looked like when he took it.
Hey, that boy, you don't leave no, like Hannah make that fresh homemade bread or yeast rolls for get-togethers, and we have to keep that stuff in eye shot
Oh,
of
yeah.
him, because if not, I mean,
It will be gone.
he'll just sneak in there. You know what I mean? He'll just slide his hand under the towel real nice and easy and pull him one out. gobble that one down real quick and, repeat the process until he's caught kind of thing. And before you know it, he done ate pretty much the whole loaf of bread sitting there.
Leave that boy alone. He's trying to put on some weight.
Hey,
that poor thing. My gosh.
They're fancy coffee creamer. All right. His daddy and mama was trying to figure out what in the world is happening to our coffee creamer.
They were blaming each other for draining the jug of coffee cleaner. Like, this caused some serious discussions in their house.
They said they come in, or his daddy come in one evening, late one night, about 12 or 1 o'clock, walked in the kitchen, old Levi standing there at the fridge, chugging
pumpkin spice coffee cream.
like he's at a frat party.
Chug. I'm like, Levi, we can get you something that tastes better, but
You're too late, Daddy. You're too late.
That's probably my favorite, or one of my favorite Levi stories. You're too late.
Because he don't say much at all.
Mm-mm.
I mean, not much at all, but buddy, whenever something does, you better pipe up and pay attention pretty quick.
Yeah. He is, Mr. Roy. He's got it figured out.
Yep.
Well, I'm fixing to let y'all have it, fellas.
I'm fixing to call it.
It's past my bedtime.
Yep, everybody got to start that lovely work week. For the ones of you with sunshine, or working. Well,
Not
Mr.
everybody.
J. He has earned his time off.
All of us ain't got there yet, Mr. J.
Well, Joey too. He's earned his time off as well.
Mm-hmm.
Watch what you wish for, is all I can tell you.
Hey, there's a lot of truth in that statement.
I think that's why they set the retirement age at like 62 to 65 or whatever, Social Security, because when you get in your late 50s, like I am, you start getting depressed about being 60, and then you remember, well, I'm only a couple, 2-3 years from retirement. Oh, makes you feel better.
Silver lining.
Heck, I'm on my 4th retirement.
Really?
I'm probably not going to do it, but it's sure nice knowing you can if you want to.
That'd be right. Because every man that I talk to in retirement, they're doing something else for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
They're not hitting the fishing holes all the time or in the woods as you dream. I'm not going to pick up another tool when I leave this place. Then each one of them is like,
have lives with like an ever-growing to-do list.
If you work all your life, seriously, on the serious side, you work all your life. You got to.
I got one tip.
Yeah.
For you guys that ain't retired yet. Close your ears, Hannah.
Are you serious?
If y'all gonna retire, you need to retire before your wife does, where you have free time at home.
Yeah.
If you both retire at the same time, you're done.
She got plenty for you to do. That's funny. So what was you about to say, JW? If you work,
Yeah.
JW is about to say something insightful. I think he said if you work your. What'd you say? What was you saying, JW?
I don't know. I forgot already.
You said if you work your whole life, you're something.
Oh, you just can't sit down and quit, or people that worked all their lives. I never seen one yet. They think they can, but 3 or 4 months they've got to find something to do.
Yeah.
The first retirement toy I could think I would buy would be a tractor, a good, fine tractor. I know I could spend days out with a box blade, plow, whatever on the back of that thing.
I'll tell you what, you give me my 200 acres and build my cabin in the middle of it, and you can go do whatever you want to do on that tractor.
We got to get the tractor first.
All I can tell you is you're going to have to have another job just to get the tractor and keep it running.
I want to get the grapple on mine. I wish I had the grapple.
Oh, I wish I had the grapple too. Yeah, I'd like to have that.
Oh, no. Rodney said I got that covered, Joey. I'm 29 years older than my wife.
Yeah. Well,
Rodney Golden for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, Rodney's got small children.
Yeah, he does.
I supposedly retired the first time when I was 50, and I moved to Florida, and I was going to play golf and fish, and ended up in the fishing business because I got bored.
Yeah. That's what Clay just said. I retired 2 years ago and started 2 businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With your charter, man, you're taking everybody else fishing, so you can't enjoy that end of it.
Hmm.
It's just another job when you do it every day.
Yeah.
Do like you're doing now. Just take your little old boat out. You'll catch all the crappie you want to.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's not always the case, but all you want to.
Mhm. All right, guys. I'm going to let y'all have it. I'm going to call it tonight. I hope y'all all have a really good week, and I will see everybody next time.
All right. Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, everybody.
She's saying, I wasn't saying y'all had to shut down. I'm going.
That sounded like a pretty good closing to me.
Go with it.
Yeah, we're wrapping on up. Let everybody, the folks is moseying on out. But thank you, everybody coming in. Joey, JW, Phillip. Appreciate that.
And thank you to everybody who's donated, and if you just contact me if you need a different way, and I sure appreciate it, and I know Hives for Heroes will appreciate it when we give them the money.
There we go. Y'all go hit Phillip up. All right, gentlemen, y'all take care. God bless you, and Lord willing, we'll see y'all on the next one.
All right. Good night.
Well, guess that's it for today. See you next time at Gunlod.